You walk into a room, and instantly, nothing. Blank. You have absolutely no idea why you're there. You stand there looking around like an idiot, retracing your steps in your head. And then you give up and walk back out. This happens to every single person on the planet, multiple times a day. And almost everyone assumes the same thing. My memory must be going. I must be getting worse. They're wrong. And scientists have spent years proving it. Here's something most people get wrong about memory. Your brain doesn't store experiences like a hard drive, one long continuous recording of your life. Instead, it breaks everything into chapters, episodes, each one with a beginning, a middle, and an end. This system exists for a very good reason. You can't keep everything fully loaded in your mind at once. There's not enough mental bandwidth. So your brain constantly decides what's still relevant right now and what can I archive. And it turns out your brain uses a very specific trigger to decide when one chapter ends and the next begins. In 2011, a psychologist named Gabriel Radvansky at the University of Notre Dame ran a series of experiments. He had people carry objects through rooms, sometimes crossing a doorway, sometimes just walking the same distance within the same room. Then he'd ask them, "What are you carrying?" When people had just walked through a doorway, they were significantly slower to answer and made more mistakes, even though they'd only moved a few feet. The doorway isn't just a physical gap. It's what Radvansky called an event boundary, a signal to your brain that one context is ended and a new one is beginning. The moment you cross it, your brain starts closing the previous chapter and opening a fresh one. And anything you were holding in short-term memory, it gets deprioritized, filed away, out of reach. But here's where it gets genuinely strange. Radvansky also ran the experiment in a virtual environment, a simulated world on a computer screen. No real rooms, no real doors, just pixels. The forgetting happened anyway. Walking through a virtual doorway caused the exact same memory wipe as a real one. Your brain doesn't care if the door is physical. It just cares that you crossed a boundary. And then researchers went even further. They asked people to simply imagine walking through a doorway. Eyes closed, no screen, no movement. Just picture it. The forgetting still happened. Your brain files away memories at imaginary boundaries, which means every time you zone out and mentally switch contexts, closing one train of thought to start another, your brain may be doing the exact same thing. So why does your brain do this? Because you can't carry everything forward all the time. Your ancestors didn't need to remember what they were doing back at camp once they started hunting. Wiping the slate at a new location kept them focused on what mattered right now. The doorway effect isn't a glitch. It's an ancient survival system that's still running in your 21st century brain. And here's the part the researchers actually found useful. If you walk back through the doorway into the room you came from, the memory often returns. Your brain reopens the previous chapter. So next time you're standing in a room with no idea why you're there, don't stand there panicking. Walk back out. The thought will come back.